regards to your heart health. And these are the forms of exercise. You don't have to run around. You can do brisk walking. I always tell my patients, I deal with a lot of people who are elderly, who want to keep fit. I tell them, if you can go around your block, not at a fast pace, so you just break a sweat. Every day, like 30 minutes for 5 days, you're good to go. You can also do swimming. If you have a treadmill and your knees are okay, you can do a treadmill. And then you can also cycle, you can run. Right now, we have this Xbox, PlayStation 3, they have this interactive games, which honestly are very good. I tried doing one of them and I can't laugh. It's really very good. But the main thing is that's why I wrote it in red. If you have to start any vigorous exercise, you have to check with your doctor to make sure that your heart can take it and your knees can take it. If you have osteoarthritis, your heart is not okay, you have angina, you cannot do this exercise, you have to talk to your doctor. If you have somebody like that, then the strategy changes. You don't enforce like exercise, you go with diet. And then you ask them like, what's your diet? You don't have to exercise because maybe your heart can't take it. But these will be some good things to do. So we have to move from this. Resting on the couch, watching TV, sleeping, it won't help us. To this. We go outside, we run, and we get active and break a sweat. That is what will help us. Amen. So I'm going to go into my talk for today. It's myocardial infarction. It's a big word, but it's very small. Myocardial is just heart muscle. Anything myo is muscle. Anything cardiac is heart. And then infarction is this big term we use for death. So it's just heart muscle death. If your heart muscle dies, we say you have a myocardial infarction. And this is what translates into our language of a heart attack. I gave you some statistics to make you know that this is a big problem here in the United States. And back in Ghana, when I finished med school like 8 years ago, it wasn't a problem because we didn't have this papaya and all those things there. But right now, it's, I don't know what word to use, but it's like an epidemic. Everybody in Ghana wants to go get some fried rice and something. I mean, if somebody comes to visit you and you don't take them outside to get this stuff of papaya, you didn't do no show. But the honest truth is that in the United States, 3 or 4 years ago, heart disease, including heart attacks, accounted for over 600,000 people dying. And right now, if you take every 4 people who die, we go to the morgue, there are 4 people who die. One of them died from a heart attack. That's 25% of death. So, God forbid, but if all of us die, if you count 1, 2, 3, the 4th person will have a heart attack in this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, heart attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, heart attack. It's big, 25%. And in 2000, I'll get to the next slide, but in 2010, the US government spent like over $100 billion treating only heart attack stuff. So it's a big thing. That's why we want to make the awareness even more so we know what to do to prevent it. And it's a very, very devastating illness. Remember that I can move because my heart is pumping. And when it pumps, it's giving my body the strength I need to talk, to hold the mic, focus, and even do what I'm doing. If it's weak, I'll go from here to here, and I'll start panting because I'm so tired. So it's a big thing. And the commonest cause of heart disease is coronary artery disease. It's a big word, but I'll explain to you in detail. It just means that you have these blood vessels called the coronary arteries, and you have a disease of them. So when you have a disease of this big vessel, then you have a heart attack. So if you have a disease in the coronary arteries, that causes a heart attack. This year alone, close to 780,000 Americans will have their first heart attack. That's close to 800,000 people having their first heart attack this year. And like I said, 2 years ago, the US government spent like over $100 billion treating heart attack. This table I put in here just to make you know the groups or the ethnic groups we have who normally die from heart attacks. Do we see African Americans there? We see Hispanics. We see whites. We see African Americans. By the way, we are part of African Americans, so that's what we fall. But look at it, we are like 24%. So we are almost like with the whites, right? And then we go to the Asian Pacific and then the Hispanics. And the funny thing is that Black Americans, including African Americans and Africans and the Hispanics, we have a very high prevalence of diabetes and hypertension and heart problems in this country. So it's very important that we start taking steps to decrease our risk. So this is how the normal heart would look like. I just expand the picture a little bit, but this is how it looks like. So basically, you have arteries that run here, blood vessels that run here, they run here, and this is fat here. This fat is usually normal. The reason why God made it so is the fact that the fat protects the blood vessels. So right now you don't see any blood vessel exposed, right? So that is the way it is. So normally you have the fat, just a little fat around the blood vessel to protect them. If I cut the heart this way, if I cut it this way, this is how it will look like. Forget about all the names and everything. I just wanted to draw your attention to just a couple of things.